All right. Just wanted to put my stuff out there. Anyway, this is Brian with Transparency and Merit. This is Starbucks and Woke Leftism. Just going to read let me see here on my phone here. That was where I read it first. Bear with me, ladies and gentlemen, while I pull this garbage up. Okay. Starbucks to pause paid advertising across social media to help stop hate speech. Now, I understand they're doing this primarily to Facebook. I don't think YouTube is affected, but yeah. What is hate speech? How do we define it? Is it sort of arbitrary? A lot of these social media platforms have hate speech policies, and they are, I guess they're the way they're formatted. They are the way they're structured. They're structured the way that European hate speech laws are. And I'd have to read on to that, but it seems rather arbitrary. To me, I don't drink coffee. I'm not much of a coffee drinker, so I've never really bought coffee. But you may want to buy your coffee someplace else, just because if you believe in freedom of speech and the like, you won't buy into any of this kind of nonsense. Actually, Facebook doesn't allow me to promote on their channel anymore because of hate speech. So they're pretty liberal as it is, as far as hate speech is concerned. I see a little thing on there on the screen. But and people have said, one of the arguments is that YouTube, Facebook, and all these other social media companies, they are private companies and they can do what they want. Well, you can't necessarily do what you want if you are a private company. The codes I think they're called codes in the 1964 Civil Rights Act, there's a public accommodations part of that says you cannot discriminate from race, color, and I believe even like religion and stuff. You cannot discriminate. And for me, I certainly would rather someone deny me a place to eat, even if I really enjoyed the food, than a platform to speak. So I don't know what's going on in this world. And the 1964 Civil Rights Act was written in the spirit of the 14th Amendment, equal protection under the law. And I could be wrong on that, but you tell me if you think these companies are not trying to control outcomes and affect policy. I mean, the mainstream media has its agenda, and when people began to kind of push back on it, they claim hate speech. That's the way to shut you up and shut you down. And the establishment seems to be in favor of this kind of authoritarian format, or this authoritarian thing. I've never seen anything like it in my lifetime where people don't debate and ideas aren't fleshed out. It's not really American, and I don't even think it's really Western. And there are certain problems that happen within the society, and I think the one thing we need to do is discuss it. I think open and honest debate is something that we need if we're going to have a just and moral society, or at least a more just and moral society. So, do these companies have the right to do this? I mean, is this a good thing? If you're a conservative, do you feel respected and supported? Is there certain things you can't talk about as a free-thinking, logical individual? If you control the terms of conduct, if one side controls what the terms are, and they can economically blacklist whom they don't like, and if you go onto the street, they can even get physically violent with you. And if you retaliate, they can do you physical harm. And not physical harm, but they can do you legal harm. It looks that way anyway. The case in New York and the case in Portland look to be somewhat of a kangaroo court. There's a lot of things on that. Anyway, I am going to do a show tonight with Joe, and it'll probably be a little bit more on the adult basis, but I'll touch back on this and about our freedoms and about our freedom of speech and freedom of thought. I guess to me it's a little bit sad on the way in which our society is going. It's very authoritarian. It's not open to debate or discussion, which maybe it won't be turned around. Maybe the larger society wants lack of free speech and lack of thought. That's what it looks like to me anyway. All right, hey, like the show and share it if you agree with it. And if you don't share it. Try not to do me harm. You know, like I said, hope people don't, this cancel culture stuff seems to have gotten out of hand, and it seems like the court of public opinion is a kangaroo court where the other side is not represented at all. Anyway, like and subscribe and leave a comment below. Thank you.